money. You know what I'm saying? In the sense that.
Okay, so let me give you a breakdown of the minimal costs to start up a freight brokerage. You need $300 non-refundable one-time fee to apply for a broker authority or a broker license. That's number one. Number two, you're going to need a bond. Every freight broker needs a bond in the amount of $75,000, but it's not $75,000 that has to come out your pocket. That is the insurance part where you pay an amount to have that $75,000 coverage. And it's a one-time annual payment. You pay it once, you're covered for the year for $75,000, and you renew it every year. The next minimum requirement is you need a UCR, Unified Carrier Registration. That's what a UCR stands for. Every broker needs it, whether they're asset-based or not. What do I mean by asset-based? I mean if a broker has trucks and trailers as part of their brokerage. You're going to pay anywhere between $75 to about $100 to have your UCR filing. After that, you need to designate, every broker needs to designate someone to be a process agent or a process server for your brokerage in case someone files a claim against your bond. What that form is by the process company is called a BOC3, a blanket of coverage or blanket of companies -3. That costs $100 or less. Okay, those are the minimum requirements right there.
Okay.
So whatever numbers you may be getting from other people, those are the minimum requirements to start a brokerage. Now, in addition to that, some brokers have extra supplemental insurance to make themselves look good in front of the customers when they are going to solicit for services, namely contingent cargo coverage or errors and omissions. What do those mean? Contingent cargo coverage is a broker may get contingent cargo insurance on top of what their carrier's cargo insurance covers. Most carriers that brokers are onboarding to their brokerage have at least $100,000 in cargo coverage. A broker can get up to $250,000 extra. So the freight, that the value of the cargo that's on the driver's trailer, if it's over $100,000, that means that the carrier's cargo coverage covered it, and then you have to make the difference up with your contingent cargo, CCI.
Okay.
Okay? If you have the budget to do that, that'll be good. It'll show the shipper that you have some skin in the game and that you're very interested in moving their freight and keeping it insured. Okay? So that'll increase the likelihood of you getting that shipper by showing them that you are invested, just like the carrier is, in making sure that their freight is good. The other type of extra supplemental insurance is errors and omissions. Most new brokers consider getting this because they make mistakes from time to time. You may get a shipment from a shipper that goes on what's called a flatbed trailer, but you forget in the instructions for the shipment, the shipper says, or the customer says, this load needs to be tarped. Okay, it needs to be covered up, tarped. You don't tell the carrier that you're getting to transport that freight to tarp it. They load it, strap it in to secure it, but they don't tarp it. They transport it from a shipping location to a receiving location. They get to the receiver, it gets rejected. Why? Because it wasn't tarped. That was part of the requirements. Whose fault is that?
Right, it's mine for not telling.
Exactly. So the errors and omissions will help cover, because if a receiver, they can either reject the whole shipment or they can reject partial parts of the shipment. They may see some pallets that are good and they'll reject the other pallets, or they'll just say, hey, we reject the whole shipment and we're going to file a claim, and then your errors and omissions will come in and cover that. Okay? So, but these are the minimum requirements for a freight broker. And then you got to, get software and, load boards, TMS systems, QuickBooks, some kind of spreadsheet to keep track of your customers and your carriers. Basic cost of doing business.
Okay.
So.
That sounds good. I appreciate you for taking your time out to answer my questions. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Anybody give me a call. This is my cell number.